Welcome back to Arise News Hour. I'm Charles Anyekolu. Now to Uganda, where doctors are in the second week of an indefinite strike that's paralyzed the public health system there. There are reports of patients being left stranded, emergency wards closing, and some mothers having to give birth in bushes. The doctors are pushing for better pay and better supplies of medicines and equipment. Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the African Affairs analyst and publisher of Africa Briefing, John Ofei-Ansah. So lots of people left struggling as a result of this doctors' strike. How bad are its effects?
Well, it's very bad. I mean, it's having an effect on the poor people there in the rural areas, and those affected by living with HIV and AIDS.
And what is behind this industrial action is not just higher pay, but an inability to treat patients because of a lack of proper supplies of medicines and equipment. Is that right?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I compare it to, I give an analogy of, it's like pushing a boxer in the ring, with one hand, tied behind his back. Number one, the public sector pay in general is very poor, right? And the medical sector, right, again, lacks the necessary facilities like adequate medicine and equipment and so on and so forth. And again, it's exacerbated by, a severe brain drain, of medical staff, including doctors, nurses, and so on and so forth, abroad. Even between March and June this year, about 3,000 medics, left the country for the Middle East.
That's shocking. So the government called the strike illegal initially, but then backtracked and resumed negotiations with the doctors.
Yes, I mean, it's had no choice but to do that. Though, meanwhile, it has deployed army doctors, to fill the gaps left by the doctor. Yeah, but the fact is that the government is not helping matters. Look, judges stayed away from the courtrooms in August for the same reason, low pay, right? And just recently, MPs who are on $6,000 salary a month, right, were given one-off payments of $8,000 just to sit to discuss extending President Museveni's role. So the government's actions does not encourage or inspire any confidence or any sympathy from the health for the doctors.
Absolutely, because even if this current strike is called off, the problem goes far deeper than the issues highlighted by these doctors, doesn't it? Because at the heart of it, beyond what you're saying, of course, of low pay, is the apparent refusal or the inability of African governments beyond Uganda to invest more in healthcare and infrastructure and less on things like defense or the military or propping themselves up in power.
Yeah, that is so right. That is misplaced, the worry of misplaced priorities in most parts of Africa. Like you mentioned, instead of maybe investing in maybe say in health, a healthy country is a productive country. In education, a well-educated educated population is a productive population. No, they wouldn't do that. But they would rather invest in defense and other less productive sectors. So it's something that cuts across the whole of the region.
So do we know the current status of those negotiations with the doctors?
Yes, the government has asked them to, because Museveni set up a peer review commission for the whole public sector. So it's asked them to wait for the peer review to come out with this commission to come out with this report in 2 weeks' time.
So do you think a resolution of this Ugandan doctor strike is anywhere in sight?
Well, you see, a doctor takes the oath, the Hippocratic oath, to save lives. So they've made their point. But I believe if the government meets them halfway, already the average doctor is on $300 a month.
Now that is low.
Yeah, and they are asking for 15 times that, $4,500 a month. which a figure I'm not sure the government will be able to, because look, the government is cash-strapped because of the political situation, the autocratic tendencies of Museveni. Most of the donors, Ugandan donors, have withdrawn budgetary support.
And of course,
so without
Uganda
the budgetary support,
dependent.
It depends on budgetary support. Yeah. So I'm not sure the government will be able to meet all the demand, but hopefully they will come to some sort of what do you call it, a compromise.
Well, John, we always appreciate your analysis. John Uffe-Ansah, the African Affairs analyst and publisher of Africa Briefing. Thank you very much indeed.